I remember.
Welcome. Thank
I
you so
remember.
much. You'll remember?
I
Okay.
remember.
We're doing some little pre-production notes here for
Notes
ourselves.
here.
But we want to welcome everybody to the 726 show in here in Mountain Home. Welcome to you.
You messed up. You almost.
No, I didn't.
You almost.
I can only say that at the other show. I can only say Harrison once and Mountain Home once.
I know, but you almost said Harrison now because you caught
Did I really?
yourself. You did. You when you went at Mountain Home.
No, I just stutter.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. The other guest host or the other co-host on the other show.
Yeah, your other
says that
TV wife,
Yeah.
Ann.
She says I stutter. I said, well, if you would leave, my stuttering would quit.
Does she make you nervous? Didn't we establish the fact
You
that
know,
all
I think
women make you
so.
nervous?
I think they
Is
do.
it strong women or just women in general? Because
I think
Ann's a strong woman. She's just a
probably
strong
women in
personality.
general. Yeah.
They just terrify you, do they, Dan?
Not terrify me.
We can talk about this.
Should we get on a couch?
I can
Should
take
you
notes.
analyze
I can do
me?
this. If you want to, I'll take
Okay.
notes. I'll ask questions.
Okay, go ahead.
What do you think of when you hear the word woman? Can you say it on TV?
I don't know.
Food, right?
No.
Okay. All right.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. What's the first thing you think of when you hear the word woman?
Mother, probably.
Oh, well, that's scary. Oh, we need a professional.
That was going to be your
Daniel.
typical answer, no matter what I said.
Mother. Like I say hot dog, your mother.
Well,
Right?
maybe that's why I'm terrified.
Bicycle.
You have solved my problem.
Your mother?
That's it.
It's your mother. As
just
Floyd
hit
would
me.
say, it's all your mother's fault.
It is. I've been telling her that for
Did she
years.
terrify you? She was tyrannical as a child, probably, right? Did she chase you with a rolling pin?
No.
What'd she hit you with?
Did she hit? Oh,
when we were kids, we
no,
got
I tell
hit.
you,
They don't
I tell you
hit
what.
each- no,
Let me
hell no.
let me tell you about my mother.
Tell me about your mother. I won't tell us so.
She didn't spank us per se a lot, but she did remind us over and over and over again about things that we did wrong, like months later.
Oh, but
So it was a
isn't that
verbal
what
thing.
men say women do all the time? Like brown baggots, what it's called?
I don't know.
Like you'll never let me live this down, honey.
I
kind of
think
thing?
that's-
I think men
yeah.
complain about that sort of thing. You know?
Well, I
Well,
learned.
don't you
hey,
remember 7 years ago when that kind of thing?
Well, if she would have spanked me, I think the lesson would have been learned. But
she didn't. She did
No,
that.
she did that, and I think that's continual. I feel like I'm in therapy session.
You
I probably-
are in
probably
therapy,
shouldn't
but
do that.
yeah. See, Mom used to spank us, but it didn't hurt.
Right, and I begged my mother, says, just get it over with, just
Yeah.
spank me, and then
Oh yeah, Mom would lecture.
yeah.
You know, she
I
would
didn't
lecture
like the-
and you know
didn't
all
like
that
the
kind of stuff.
lectures.
And Daddy spanked. He did a good job at
Yeah.
it, but he didn't do it very often. But boy, when he did it,
But when
he didn't want it to happen again anytime soon.
and you learned your lesson too.
And
didn't
I
you?
learned my
Absolutely.
lesson. I sure did. And it seems, I told somebody this the other day, the bigger the crime, the less upset my daddy seemed to be. It was like the little everyday irritants.
it was irritation.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
push him over the edge and make him really angry at us.
Yeah.
And I think I've told this on the air. And women my age, I've got some ladies my age in the audience, you girls will understand. Remember the 70s, the Farrah Fawcett hair and all that sort of stuff, and the makeup and all this? We got up at 5 o'clock to get to work by 8, or at school by 8. Well, Pam and I had not been cleaning the bathroom up properly. And so one morning we got up, went to the bathroom, and opened the cabinet. It was empty. Not
Oh
a
my
curling
gosh.
iron, not a blow dryer, no makeup of any kind. Now, I was about 15. A 15-year-old does not need makeup. But to me, the thought of going to school without makeup, my Farrah Fawcett hair going on, traumatized me. Pam and I was 15, she was 17, we were scrounging our purses for old mascara and blue. Back then it was blue
Well,
eyeshadow.
didn't you have the
I was
question where all this went?
traumatized. No, Daddy was drinking his coffee. We knew where it was at.
Oh,
We went
okay.
tearing in there up. Daddy's like, that'll teach you to clean up the bathroom. Teach you to clean up the bathroom. And that was it.
There you go.
And I mean, that had scarred me right there.
Lesson
so
learned.
I've hidden makeup ever
To this
since.
day?
Yeah, I guess.
Well.
I've got it stored everywhere. But yeah, Daddy just put it up for
Well,
a week. For 1 week, it was
Yeah.
put away, and he didn't waver. There was no talking him out of it.
The men back in those days, they just looked at you and you knew that there was something wrong. My grandfather, he very rarely talked at all, and he would let us, us kids, just do whatever we wanted to do, unless it dealt with things that
Would hurt you.
hurt us, or involved something of his, or tools, or anything dangerous. And if he caught us doing anything like that, he was never harsh to us or stern with us at all until that happened. And all he had to say was, "You kids better quit. You're going to get in trouble." That's all he would say, and we were just like, "Oh gosh."
But you never crossed the line, so you never
no.
found out what get in trouble meant.
No, we never, because we didn't know what he was capable of.
Yeah.
So we stayed away from Grandpa.
Oh, now see my granddad, Jewel Dozier. Everybody in Yellville knows my granddad. He never ever laid a hand on me. He probably should have a long time ago. Grandma would spank me, but Granddad didn't. And but I remember one time I was helping him put a roof on a rabbit warren that he had built. Granddad raised rabbits, and I don't remember I mean, I was a little bitty girl. I was like 8, 9, 10 years old. And I remember getting sassy with him. I don't remember what I had said or done, but I know I said something I shouldn't have said to him. And he just looked at, he called me Tickle Britches, which used to be a secret, but that's what he called me, was Tickle Britches. That was my nickname. And he said something like, now Tickle, and just basically told me how disappointed.
Yeah.
That he said, I never thought.
And that
I
crushed
just
you,
remember,
right?
Crushed. Oh my gosh. Because I worshiped my granddaddy. Now he was it. And I just remember that was worse than any spanking he could have ever done.
Yeah.
He just basically told me how disappointed he was that I would speak to him like that. That I ought to know better, that kind of thing. Oh my goodness. That's 40 years ago.
Yeah, but you honored him for that, though.
Oh man. I did
To this day, you
not
probably
want
did.
my granddad to do anything but love me, and he did. He spoiled me rotten.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'd take
Good
me to
for
town,
him.
get me ice cream and all kinds of stuff.
And didn't tell anybody.
Well, even when he wasn't supposed to take me to town, he was told one time not to take me to town to get ice cream, and he said, if Dozier wants to take her to town to get ice cream, Dozier will do it. And so Dozier took me to town to get ice cream. So
Hey,
anyway.
tell the story you just told me
no.
before the show about the mayor.
Oh, about Ben.
St. Joe, yeah.
Yes, I was in Walmart shopping yesterday, and a gentleman stopped me and said that he watches the show and was very complimentary, and he lives in St. Joe. His name's Ben Henley, and his father, are you ready for this, is the 4-time mayor of St. Joe, 84 years young, as they like to say. And they are redoing the depot in St. Joe, and he wants to come on the Harrison show.
Okay.
And kind of like the redoing the depot in
Yeah.
Yellville and everything. And he said the family homesteaded the area in like the mid-1800s. There's a Henley cemetery, and there's like an old home place and all this sort of stuff. And Ben, the one I met, he had moved here back home from California. So he lived in California for 53 years, and he'd come back home and got to tell me all that kind of stuff. And I said, but isn't it nice to kind of be where your people are planted? Because my family goes back generations and generations. And we had this wonderful little chit chat about, being from here and how far back your family goes.
Right.
And they've redone the hotel in St. Joe.
Right.
And there's something, the Mercantile. And I think he said like his grandfather had opened it or something. I mean, his name's Henley. So if you're from the St. Joe area, you know the Henleys. And they're all connected over there in St. Joe. And so you're going to have him on the show in Harrison,
good.
Mr.
We'll
Henley.
contact him.
And he says he watches all the time. So hello there, John and Ben.
Good. Good.
And
deal.
they still watch over the air.
Oh, I'm sure they do. If they're watching all of our programming.
Not, antenna.
Antenna, yeah,
So-
which is actually a good way of doing it. Actually, because with the new digital conversions, all the televisions have gone digital now. We are a digital transmission, and
But if you have an older TV, can you pick that up?
as long as you have a digital converter box, if you have a TV that doesn't have a digital,
Can you pick up anything without a digital converter box anymore? I thought you couldn't pick up
No.
anything. Nothing.
Nothing.
The airs are just dead.
they're dead.
Oh, well, I guess that's a good thing.
There's a gentleman over there that lives I think in the St. Joe area that researched. I think it's an old hotel that's on the rail lines up in that area. And actually, it was the place that he believes that was the old premise for the Petticoat Junction series.
Really?
And it's in the St. Joe area. So
Well,
we'll talk to
you
that
do know,
gentleman about that.
there's a Possum Trot, Arkansas.
Yeah.
So someone connected with Petticoat and Green Acres and the Beverly Hillbillies, which
right.
all kind of intermingled there, had some sort of ties to this area because there's too many little, they talk about places, I'm thinking, that's here. But there
Yeah.
is a Possum Trot, Arkansas, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, kind of between Harrison and Harrison and Ponca.
Ponca, right.
Harrison and
Possum
Ponca's,
Trot. There is
where
a
you have
sign
the
that says
Possum Trot.
Turn here.
And you
we
go there, and they're restoring an old church at Possum Trot. I saw that in the
Didn't know
Harrison
that.
paper. They are a group of people are working. They're gathering money to restore.
Good. A lot of history in
church.
this area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of history in this area. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You want to talk about our guests now, or
We
more
could.
about our grandparents?
Let's just talk till another 30 minutes about
And
ourselves.
then, well, of course, that's why people tune in, for heaven's sakes. Not to find out what's going on in the area, my goodness, Daniel.
We're more important,
Oh,
are
for
we?
heaven's sakes. Well,
I
we're
don't-
talking about St. Joe.
I don't think so.
I think people are concerned about your whole mother answer.
Oh,
That's got to
probably.
freak a lot of them
Yeah,
out. Let me tell you. Woo!
I'm
I wasn't ready for that one, Dan. I'm not prepared.
I'm sorry.
I've got 18 hours in psych in my past.
Have you got
but
an
that's
hour
not
after
enough.
the show? I'd like to lay down and you could analyze me a little more.
Oh, I can do that. I can do that. I kind of like the old drill sergeant on the commercial. Remember the guy's laying on the couch, he's whining about his problems. He said, "Won't you worry?" Yeah, that's kind of
That's the
psychiatrist
kinda
you need. But we better visit anyway. And today we're going to visit with Estella Tullgren and John Dyess, and they're with the Baxter County Regional Hospital Foundation. And it's
Good.
the Adopt the Room program.
Adopt a room.
Adopt
okay.
a Room, because they're redoing the hospital room by room. And Julie Lovett, who everybody knows because we've seen Julie lots of times. She is with the Bull Shoals White River State Park, and she's going to visit with us If I can read that correctly, it's the Women's Weekend. What are women going to do?
Let's-
a lot of
let's
stuff.
wait,
When
let's wait.
I am Woman, Hear Me Roar. That's Julie's going to tell us about. And Marianne Sherman, who does not need an introduction because she always brings the pet of the week. And today she has something.
It's like a
in
beagle mix or
It
something.
looks like a little. Oh, it's going to be a heartbreaker. You better stick around the
a pup.
heartbreaker. And
It's a
then
puppy.
we have Jackson Rhodes and Cindy Costa, who are here with the C3 Community Charity Bike and Run. And Jackson was on here last year talking to us about it, and it raises money for a whole host of different charities around town. So whatever your charity is, I'm sure it's on that list, so you'll want to hear about that because it's out at the David's Trail, which now has, I believe,
Yeah.
6 miles completed. So
Cool.
more success in Baxter County.
Okay.
But all heart healthy and all that kind of good stuff. And Jackson brought us T-shirts.
All right.
Yeah, can't bring
Always,
food, bring
yeah.
clothes. Yeah. Now, would you like to take us away to a
You
commercial,
can,
Daniel?
or if you know how to do that, you can. You do
I
that
can
all the
do
time.
it. And
I'm
we
just
will be
gonna sit
right back, so don't touch that dial.